Great. Now let's look at around and through versus an opponent on their knees. Remember, our simple concept. Knees closed, I go around. Knees open, I go through. If I'm going through, I'm literally going through. Maybe I'm going under to the legs, maybe I'm tomonaging, but I'm going through. If we're going around, pretty easy, we're going around. We're going to the side or we're going to the back. How does that work versus the knees? Well, it's harder to see an open or closed knee or an internal or external rotation when you're on your knees. So we're going to employ a little bit of a different way to do this. So let's say I'm in shin shield guard. I've got my good grips. I kick Vera to the side. Maybe I'll come through to the coyote guard. I come back. I like to grab the lapel and come tight here. Maybe change our angle. Mm-hmm. Oh, the other way.
The other way.
So I come here nice and tight. Lucas Leitch has an entire video on this, way better at this than anything I'm going to show you. But you want to get tight. We're in here. Now let's turn this way. I want to look at the leg. We're doing the hip torque again. Kind of called a lockdown, I guess, but we're turning the hip in much the same way. The fulcrum of why her hip is turning is because my inner thigh is on her knee, pushing it this way, and my foot is holding it back. Now, if I can overly turn her, this creates an off-balancing where I'm going to come up, I'm going to create a round and pass. So I'm using that torque to create a sweep. I'm sure you've all seen this before. A torque to create a sweep. I start torquing, and it gets her up. Yeah, if she doesn't put a whizzer on me, I'm going to come take her back. But I'm using the equivalent of this pressure to basically make her go this way to give me what I want. Of course, if she overturns, and maybe I can get up, knee pick, and go around this way. These are all examples of going around. We're torquing the knee and getting her to comply. But what happens if she, either voluntary or involuntary, doesn't want me doing this to her leg? Who would want that? She's going to probably involuntary or voluntary try to open it this way. Look what happens. This is turning, so I switch to deep half guard. Okay, so why did that work? Because deep half guard is a through position and the others were around. Let's get this angle. So I'm here, this knee opens. Now we'll talk about deep half guard in a little bit. I like to do deep half guard with a hook. Many people do it with the legs, in between their legs. I do it with a hook. We'll talk about the advantages and disadvantages. But look at this. Now let's say Virva's knee is turned down. Well, isn't this the same as the knee pick? So whether or not that knee was open or closed based on this over torquing of her hip is determining which way I'm going. Let me say that one more time. I come in here. Her hip, she lets me manipulate her. She's going this way. If she fights against that, I'm taking her this way. Now she's turning it in again. And now I'm going back that way. Whether the knee is open or closed is determining if you're going around or through. Just wanted to show it from another perspective. One more to go. Next one we're going to do is crab.